Have you ever wondered how the rivalry between Algeria and Morocco began? Let's journey back to the rise of the Numidian kingdom. In the heart of North Africa, stretching from Tabarka and Carthage in present-day Tunisia to the Moulouya River in Mauritania, the ancient Numidian kingdom thrived. Established in the 5th century BC, this Berber kingdom was home to a series of powerful kings, from Gaia to the infamous Jugurtha. Their reigns marked a period of economic growth, military prowess, and cultural development that made Numidia a formidable force in the region. Parallel to the Numidian kingdom, we find the Mauritanian kingdom. Ruled by a line of kings from Baga to Bacchus, the Mauritanian kingdom was a significant player in the region's ancient history. But as with many stories of power and ambition, betrayal is often lurking in the shadows. In a dramatic twist of fate, Bacchus, the king of Mauritania, betrayed his son-in-law and ally, Jugurtha, king of Numidia. In a bid to secure a piece of the Numidian land for himself, Bacchus aligned with the Romans, leading to Jugurtha's arrest and the annexation of the western Numidian lands by Mauritania. This act of treachery didn't just mark the end of Jugurtha's reign, it also sowed the first seeds of a rivalry between the territories that would later become Algeria and Morocco. The subsequent division of the Numidian kingdom between the Romans and the Mauritanians set the stage for a territorial conflict that would echo through the ages. As we delve deeper into this story, we'll see how this ancient rivalry evolved with the rise and fall of Islamic caliphates, colonial interventions, and modern political tensions. But for now, remember this: the roots of the Algeria-Morocco rivalry run deep, back to the time of kings and kingdoms, allies and traitors. This ancient history laid the groundwork for a rivalry that would span centuries. As centuries passed, the lands of Algeria and Morocco fell under different Islamic caliphates. The landscape of power was continuously shifting, creating a fascinating tapestry of political and cultural influence that still resonates today. Let's start with the Rostamids, the first Islamic dynasty in the Maghreb who held sway over central Algeria from the 8th to the 11th century. Their reign was marked by a commitment to emphasizing on the importance of religious merit over bloodline in determining leadership. Next, we move to the Zirids, an Algerian dynasty that broke away from the Fatimids, an influential Shia caliphate. The Zirids ruled parts of modern-day Algeria and Tunisia and even Spain with Zirid Taifa of Granada, leaving a lasting architectural legacy. Then come the Idrisids, the first Moroccan dynasty founded by Idris an Arab from Al-Hijaz. They established Fez as a vital cultural and religious center, and their influence extended into parts of what is now Algeria. The Zionids were next in line, ruling over parts of Algeria from the 13th to the 16th century. Throughout these periods, the territories of Oujda and Tlemcen remained hotspots of contention. Located on the border of present-day Algeria and Morocco, these cities were often caught in the crossfire of territorial disputes between the Berber caliphates. The struggle for control over these key regions added layers of complexity to the relationship between the two areas. These territorial disputes further fueled the rivalry between what would become modern-day Algeria and Morocco. The echoes of these ancient power struggles can still be heard in the geopolitical dynamics of the region today, reminding us that history is far from a distant memory. It is a living, breathing entity that shapes our world in ways we may not always realize. In the wake of French colonial rule, the rivalry between Algeria and Morocco took on a new dimension. As the dust of colonialism settled, Morocco under King Hassan II sought to redefine its borders. This vision, known as the Greater Morocco Project, extended Moroccan sovereignty over major parts of West Africa and Algeria. But this ambitious plan was met with stiff resistance from Algeria, leading to the Sand War of 1963, where Morocco unsuccessfully invaded Algeria and claimed parts of its lands. This conflict, though brief, left an indelible mark on the relationship between the two nations. Meanwhile, Algeria, fresh from its own struggle for independence, found a cause to champion in the Polisario Front. This Sahrawi rebel national liberation movement aimed for the end of Spanish colonial rule in Western Sahara. The Algerian government provided significant support to the Polisario Front, materially and politically, further straining relations with Morocco, which had its own designs on the region. This period is characterized by the convergence of old tensions and new political realities. The ancient tribal rivalries were replaced by disputes over territory and influence, fueled by nationalism and the struggle for regional dominance. The lines on the map, once fluid and overlapping, became rigid and disputed, and the stakes were higher than ever. The echoes of the Sand War and the Greater Morocco Project still reverberate today, shaping the discourse between the two nations. The unresolved Western Sahara issue, the closed borders, and the ongoing diplomatic tensions all trace their roots back to this era. And so it was in the crucible of the post-colonial era that the modern rivalry between Algeria and Morocco was forged. A rivalry that, like the region itself, is a complex tapestry of history and politics, ancient feuds and modern disputes. The post-colonial era saw a shift from ancient rivalries to modern political disputes. The plight of the Sahrawi people and the Green March of Morocco brought the rivalry into the international spotlight. The Sahrawi people, indigenous to the Western Sahara region, have long harbored a desire for independence. For centuries, they've lived as nomadic herders, moving across vast desert landscapes and maintaining a unique culture steeped in Bedouin traditions. Their struggle for self-determination, however, has been marred by regional politics and territorial disputes. One such event that intensified this struggle was the Green March. In November of 1975, Morocco, under King Hassan II, organized a mass invasion of Western Sahara called the Green March. Approximately 350,000 Moroccans marched into Western Sahara, then under Spanish control, carrying Moroccan flags, Korans, and portraits of the king. Their goal was to claim the territory for Morocco. The Green March was a strategic move, a display of nationalism that pressured Spain to cede control of Western Sahara. The result was a tripartite agreement between Spain, Morocco, and Mauritania, known as the Madrid Accords. Spain agreed to withdraw, effectively partitioning Western Sahara between Morocco and Mauritania. However, the Sahrawi people, who had been campaigning for independence, felt betrayed. They refused to accept the decision, leading to a guerrilla war between the Sahrawi-led Polisario Front Morocco and Mauritania. This conflict resulted in a mass exodus of Sahrawis to Algeria, where they established the Tindouf refugee camps. In a retaliatory move, Algeria expelled thousands of Moroccans, further straining relations between the two nations. The expulsion of Moroccans was a significant point of contention, marking a low in diplomatic relations and later leading to the closure of borders between the two countries. The plight of the Sahrawi people, the Green March, and the subsequent expulsion of Moroccans from Algeria all played a crucial role in the escalating tensions. These events deepened the divide between Algeria and Morocco, leading to closed borders and increased tensions. As the rivalry continues into the 21st century, new tensions arise and the question of possible solutions becomes more pressing. One of the recent developments that have added fuel to the fire is Morocco's normalization of relations with Israel. This move was seen as a significant shift in the region's political landscape and was met with criticism from Algeria, which maintains a pro-Palestine stance. This political tension has been compounded by the creation of an Israeli military base at the borders of Algeria. This development has been viewed with suspicion by Algeria, further straining relations between these North African neighbors. The borders between Algeria and Morocco, which have been closed since the early 90s, remain a symbol of the unresolved issues between the two nations. The closure is not only a political statement, but also a practical barrier, hindering trade, travel, and cultural exchange. So how can these modern tensions be resolved? And what are the potential solutions to this ongoing rivalry? Some suggest that diplomatic dialogue is key. Open communication could help address the misunderstandings and misconceptions that fuel the animosity. Another possible solution could be regional integration, fostering economic cooperation and cultural exchange to build mutual understanding and respect. Others believe that third-party mediation could be beneficial. An unbiased mediator could help navigate the complex historical issues and present grievances, guiding the nations towards a mutually beneficial resolution. However, any solution would require the willingness of both nations to engage in honest dialogue, recognizing the shared history and the potential for a cooperative future. While the rivalry between Algeria and Morocco is deeply rooted in history, the hope for a peaceful resolution remains. What do you think could be a solution to this situation? And do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in learning about history, politics, and culture.